Hello, you guys. I apologize in advance that I'm in a freaking walk-in closet right now, but I want to get this video out to you guys and life. My girls are out there, and in my office, Blakely sleeps like right above my office, and she has not been napping good lately, teething, and she's out, and I'm like, I am not risking waking her up by doing a video, and this is the only time I got today. Okay, so I am Taylor Ricker. If you guys do not know who I am, I have been a coach for about 5 years now, and 2 years into the business, I went full-time. And it has not always been unicorns and rainbows, and I think it's really easy for all of you to see us where we're at right now and think that it was, or we started at a good time, or they had it, easy because of this, and my life's harder because of this, and X, Y, and Z. And as you're seeing from all of our stories, we have all had a struggle. We have all had it hard. We still, at this point, have had struggles. And I was going to touch on my biggest one, which has been, being postpartum and going through motherhood. I had 2 under 2 while trying to navigate this business, my postpartum journeys and the postpartum fog. And so many times I let balls drop and things fall apart and had to get back up and had to rebuild. But Jamie talked a lot about the motherhood side of it and like that it is a phase and getting through that. And as I was thinking, I wanted to talk all the way back to kind of at the point where you guys are and what that was like for me. So when I started coaching, I was also full-time in human resources. So I did have a full-time job. I was busy just like everybody else. I traveled a lot to Canada. I obviously had my own life. We got engaged. We were planning a wedding. I was getting a new house. I had all the things, obviously. And that first year was really, really, really hard for me. And I think, again, it's easy to see where we are or where I am now and I forget to share that side of my story and the side of my story where I struggled and I literally cried on the couch to Ryan and thought every single night in my bed, like, how is this possibly going to work? This is not working for me. I cannot find a business builder to save my life. I built my own diamond. I felt like I was constantly on this hamster wheel where I had my diamond or I was really close to diamond. Once I hit diamond, I didn't lose it because of all these things. But every time I would get really, really close, I'd have cancellations or I'd have people go inactive or, it was just this constant, like, couple steps forward, 5 steps backwards. And it was so frustrating and draining on me with everything else going on in life as well. I just remember being at that breaking point and thinking multiple times. I still remember being in my mom's house in that bedroom, like, thinking up at night, this isn't going to work. I just have to accept the fact that I'm not going to stay home with my babies. If I do, we're going to be strapped on Ryan's income, and I'm just going to have to accept the fact that I'm going to be working in HR the rest of my life, which I did not love anymore. And I was like, kind of coming to terms with that and like settling. And I remember at one point crying on the couch to Ryan, and I was like, I was just so stressed. I was at a breaking point. I probably didn't hit Success Club yet. I was not hitting Diamond yet. I was super busy in all of life. And I was literally 5 minutes away from quitting. I was like, and he was on the couch with me saying, just quit. I want you to be happy. He didn't see that vision yet, obviously. I wasn't making good money yet. And he was like, I just want to see you happy. You just have to quit. You have to let this go. And something in me kept saying, no, not yet. Like, you cannot quit yet. Like, this is the only solution that you have to get everything that you've wanted out of life and out of staying home with your kids. And at that point, I actually had Summit coming up. So it was almost my 1 year into coaching. I was a success starter. So I had the ticket paid for. I had the roommates. I had everything. And I was like, screw it. I'm going to go to Summit. I'm going to see what this whole thing is about in real life. And I'm going to, decide from there. If I hate it, if whatever, I'm going to come home and I'm going to quit. That was literally my mindset. And I got to Summit, and it totally transformed and changed my life, transformed my vision on this business, and changed the way I thought about everything. And thankfully, I went there with amazing roommates. Amy Bailey and I were success starters together. So I had her motivation pushing me as well, and kind of that competitiveness. Like, if she's not quitting, I'm not quitting. We're in this together. And I remember we were both sitting on the stands watching all of the Star Diamonds and all the elite coaches and all the Million Club earners walk across the stage. And we looked at each other and we both said, we will be walking that stage next year. And I still get goosebumps because I can like feel it and see us in that stadium. And sure as hell, we both got back home and we got to work. And that event was what I needed to see that this was real. And as hard as it's been, and I've been in the trenches, so were all of them. And they were too, but they decided to persevere and keep going and work on their roadblocks and their weaknesses instead of give up and just say, screw it, it's not for me. Because so many people have that mentality. You guys have a plan B when you shouldn't have a plan B if you want it this bad. This should be your only plan, and you should be doing anything you can to make it happen if you want it that bad. And I got home that year and I was like, this is it. I'm making it happen. And I worked on all of those things that were my weaknesses. And it was hard, but the number one thing was, which I'm sure a lot of you all are struggling with as well, was business builders. I needed to find business builders if I was going to make this sustainable. I wasn't going to get to 2-star diamond and open up my second CBC by myself, right? So I got home and I got to work and I watched every single training video, every single recruiting video. I asked Jamie what I needed to fix. I went all in on fixing all of the things that I wasn't doing. I needed to talk about coaching more. I needed to invite to coaching more. I needed to talk to people about the opportunity more. I needed to run coaching sneak peeks every single week. I ran them every single week, you guys. I went from running a shitty one once a month, maybe, probably every 2 or 3 months, and barely ever talking about coaching because I didn't think I could yet. I didn't think I was here yet. And finally dropped all of those limiting beliefs, acted like I was where Jamie was at, acted like I had that team, talked about it, got confident, ran sneak peeks like crazy, and I went from recruiting 0 business builders to 5 to 10 a month, and like within the year went from, diamond to 2 to 5-star eventually. So because I got out of that hump, I got out of that mindset, I got out to an event. I shared with people what was holding me back, my limiting beliefs. I shared with my mom and Ryan after that, like, okay, enough of messing around. I'm gonna make this full time. No more trying to get me to quit. No more of any of that. I'm going to prove to you guys this is going to work. And it was just 100% taking that mindset of this being like a hobby on the side to, okay, screw it. I'm going all in and I'm going to do the actions and implementation it takes to be that coach I want to be, instead of sitting there in my head, dreaming of it, thinking it's not for me, actually doing the steps that it takes. Okay. So I hope that helps. I'm sure you've all felt at some point you were in any point of our struggles or all of our struggles, and we're really hoping that this group takes you out of that and gives you things, again, to implement, to take action and get out of that place of stuck into that place of action. Okay, so I'm super excited and I can't wait to get started with you guys next week.